This video is going to cover the rest of the journal entries on job costing. We've already looked at the journal entries for materials, labor, and overhead. Let's continue with completed jobs. Whenever the company completes a job, the journal entry to record that is to remove it from work in process and put it into the finished goods inventory account. Finished goods inventory is increased, so you're going to debit that and then credit work in process inventory. Let's go to Excel and complete those entries. I'm going to pick a different color. Again, this is the completion of a job. Your work in process is where all the direct materials, direct labor, and the applied overhead is recorded. When the job's complete, it gets removed from work in process. So we're going to credit work in process. This is cost of goods manufactured. That gets credited to work in process inventory, and then it gets debited to finished goods inventory. I'm going to record this here, cost of goods manufactured, and then let me go ahead and label this account here will be the finished goods inventory account. So again, to recap, whenever a job is completed, it gets removed from work in process inventory by crediting work in process inventory and then gets debited to finished goods inventory. The job's cost will stay in the finished goods inventory until the job is sold. Let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation and see what we need to do when the job is sold. Whenever we are selling the job, we know the total job cost because we are able to calculate it. We know that the total job cost includes, let me put this detail here, total job cost includes the cost of direct materials, which were traced, the cost of direct labor, which was traced, and overhead that was applied. You total these three numbers together and you get your total job cost. That is the cost, and to that cost you add a markup. Markup is the profit on the job that the company gets to keep. When you add the job cost plus markup, that is the selling price that we will sell to customers. Next, let's look at the journal entries for when we sell the job. For a manufacturing company, just like a merchandising company, for every sale, there has to be two journal entries. One to record the sale portion, the revenue part of the journal entry. The second one to record the cost of goods sold. I'm going to take you to my Excel spreadsheet and we will record them in the T accounts over there. Let me scroll down a little bit. So we're going to first record the revenue part of the sale. To record the revenue part, we assume it's going to be sold on account. So we're going to credit sales revenue and debit accounts receivable. I have the two accounts set up here. So let's just go ahead and record that. We're going to debit accounts receivable. This is for our credit sale. And then credit sales revenue account. That's one part. The second part is to record the cost of goods sold part. That's the cost part of the transaction. For that, we're going to debit cost of goods sold and credit finished goods inventory. Those two accounts are up here. When we've sold the item, we've already done the sales part of the transaction. This is the cost of goods part. We're going to credit finished goods inventory for the amount of cost of goods sold and then debit cost of goods sold account. So this top four accounts show the flow of goods in a manufacturing system. We start off with the raw materials inventory, then material moves from raw materials to work in process. Indirect materials goes to factory overhead. We record direct labor and overhead applied. When the goods are completed, it moves from work in process to finished goods. And when goods are sold, it moves from finished goods to cost of goods sold. That's it for during the period. These are all the journal entries we record during the period for a job costing system. In the next video, we're going to take a look at closing entries, what we do at the end of the period. That's it for this video. Please let me know if you have any questions.